Hello, 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 hello. It's Friday. It was Friday. It is still Friday. Couple of minutes shy
away from
of being Saturday. But we're here, guys. And yeah, I don't know how you feel. Someone just wrote, and it's a long story. I'll try to read it. Someone is not happy about what happened to court. And I think I'm also in agreement with what was said. And I'm trying, by all means, Emily, to not shout. Yeah, okay. But Emily.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's a Saturday.
It is a Saturday, right? That's why we are entering. It's still a Friday, by the way. That's why we're entering like this. Ndaba, Ndiweni. Hello. We greet you, and we see people coming in. On your way in, please don't forget to like the video so that we rock the way we normally rock without any disturbance. Yes, Emily. Yes.
We still need the likes.
You do?
Yes, we do. We still need them. So you can be as kind as to press that like button. It's highly appreciated over here. So guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about the very short proceedings. Although I have to be honest, you guys, I know Mr. Anonymous disagrees with me strongly. But hi, Mnisi was making me tired today.
Is that why you are also speaking like a tired person?
I feel like I don't want to criticize, but hi, Connor, the dragging of one question over. I just felt like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, you guys. You will correct me. But I was tired. I was exhausted. I was like, I don't know where. But we will move. Okay, we will move. It's his pace.
What would you like him to do?
There's nothing that he can do, but he's achieving what he wants to achieve at the end of every session of cross-examination that he's doing. He is. Because there's nothing much that you can get out of Mangena. He's already done. He's already contradicted himself. I guess it is protocol. It is what it is. Let the man do his job.
You don't understand how important it is for Mnisi to hammer some of these things, considering how the judge is. I mean, it is important.
It is important.
Let us start by saying the moves of the judge right now are such to an extent that he's seeing a defeat. Do you understand? He's seeing Mangena being defeated. The defense being defeated. Do you understand?
Defense being defeated.
I mean, so the state's being defeated.
The state being defeated.
So he's now looking for ways of bailing them out. That is why now he's looking to bring more people. That this Mangena guy said peer-reviewed his job.
No, it's done.
What do you mean it's done?
Do you think those colleagues that he's summoning will help save him?
That's what he hopes for. You look at it this way. One information passed by 4 people versus 1 person. That's what he's kind of looking for.
But does it count? Because they are colleagues. They are working at the same place.
Yes, it does. It's going to count to him. He wants...
No, but the defense can always bring it up to say that, no, you can't do that. Because these people work together. They they see each other every day. Like, that's unfair.
What do you mean it's unfair?
It's unfair in my opinion.
How many police have come to testify?
The person you are working with in the same office every day,
yeah.
You are familiar with this person, and then having them back you up in a case against somebody else who's outside of your company.
Yes.
If they want to neutralize this whole situation, then they should get a ballistic expert that's also private, okay? Or an authority of ballistic experts or of the world, okay? Go to
Let me ask
overseas.
you something. Why do you think the judge did what he did? He's the one who said, I'm going to ask for these people to come here. 4 of them. Even one is retired. There's always a retired one in the midst of everything. Always the one that has nothing to lose.
He's retired.
So, why do you think he's bringing them?
To obviously come in and strengthen Mangena's
the defense has been putting a version. Why I defend Mnisi from what he's doing.
Yeah.
And why it is important for him to do what he's doing. He literally has paved the way for their expert by poking the things that the expert is going to come and say. In a nutshell, make him say it himself, those things.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
He's saying, for example, the issue of the markings, inconsistencies that are shown by the markings. Mangena has admitted that there were inconsistencies, they were not sufficient, but eventually he was able to find, and that's what their expert is coming to say. That's why he must hammer it. It must be heard.
He hammered it. It was driven home.
Yes, that's why he must hammer it. That's why he's been singing the word inconsistent. Consistent. In science, there must be consistent from the marking and all that. So he's trying to say our expert is going to do what you should have done, Mangena. When you realize that there were markings that are showing inconsistency, you should have said there is no sufficient markings for me to reach that conclusion. But you, because you wanted to find something, that's what he has done actually. You wanted to find something. You eventually found something. So the court is saying no. Because that is going to be a problem for us. Let us bring more people to sing in one hymn. If they do that, then it's going to be correct for us to listen to them.
Has already started working on it.
Because they are all experts. It's because they saw, after Mnisi took over, it sounds a very boring way of doing things. But what he has done
my attention span, I was like,
what he has done that no one has done. See, Ramosepele was theory. Mngomezulu was just laying the basis. But Ramosepele was theory. Mnisi is not about theory. Mnisi is about the facts that whatever that you found there. How did you do that? He even went as further to say, as we adjourn, we want him to come and demonstrate how that was done. You see what that's going to do? It's going to show, it's like you've done something and you were relying on your your level of being experienced, and you come and testify. Everyone's going to believe you. Now you're going to have to do it in front of another expert.
Demonstrated
how you do your work.
Yes.
And that is not even good for Mangena.
So this whole weekend he will be preparing on how.
And there is no other way that he can actually try to prepare that will hide something. So there is no secret into it. Because this guy is going to be sitting there. You can prepare 10 times.
No wonder why the judge didn't want that expert in court.
Yes.
Now I see why.
And Baloyi did not see that. Baloyi did not see that this expert is going to be a problem.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine how disturbing was it going to be if the expert was outside? Because they would have to stop and go outside.
And ask him.
Yes.
Go outside and ask him. Ask for consistent adjournments.
So now, Mnisi has literally killed this thing. The judge cannot find a way. The only way is to lot of people saying one thing.
They must come and sing his song.
The problem with that is that, for example, the one who wrote an affidavit, he used an FMJ, not CMJ.
No.
So it's another hole that is going to be dug, because now they're going to ask him, how did you find the marking on the FMJ? Because your colleague said he could not find the markings on FMJ. He must explain now. So someone was not happy about what you call the calling. I was also not happy, but I think it's gonna be a difficult situation for them to dig themselves out.
Because now I was thinking, they're gonna have a whole weekend to prepare.
It's difficult. For example, others, they did testing. They didn't write anything. Now, they don't even have enough time. They must go to the one that is retired and they must say, Chief, my opinion is that they are going to start afresh. Do you understand? So as one is testifying, I think the one of affidavit is going to come first. As that one is testifying, the other ones will be trying to find the marks.
Again.
Because I can literally tell you now, in my opinion, there was no such peer review of 4 people. Now those people must be called. That's why they wrote the names down and all that. You see, it was important. So worry not about this. But I know and I see what the judge is trying to do. The judge is trying to say it cannot be that 4-5 experts
get it wrong.
You get it right.
No, it can't fly, because also these people, they know each other.
No, it doesn't matter. Remember, this is the same court where we have seen a lot of police testifying more than the people who were in the house.
They've come twice already. Yeah. It doesn't matter in this court.
Let us then start and do what we need to do.
Well, court resumed with Advocate Baloyi handing up exhibits that were used by Advocate Ramosepele. No, actually, he's an attorney, in the cross-examination of Colonel Chris Mangena. He said that it's in a case that his learned colleagues should use those exhibits. So the affidavit of Captain Bentley was there, and it's dated the 3rd of December 2014. So this is very interesting. It's a affidavit that was around the time when investigations were happening in October or after October 2014. So this is very interesting. And then Mr. A.B. Sifularo Muntwedi, his affidavit was dated the 3rd of November 2014. Then there was also the image by the defense expert, Mr. Dave Peterse, a bullet from a different firearm. So the judge wanted the affidavit of another captain or police officer that he was under the impression that Ngomezulu solicited about this specific police officer, but he got the name wrong. He said it's Knight, and then Ngomezulu said that he was actually talking about Bentley. So his affidavit is there. So he did not hear him correctly. Yes. So Advocate Charles Mnisi continued with his cross-examination of ballistic expert, and Mnisi asked about the evidence bags, which should have seals, and Mnisi started off by asking him that he emphasized the aspect that when exhibits are brought to him, they should be in seal bags. And Mangena said yes. And when these seal bags are designed, they invite certain individuals from your office to come and be a part of the design of the different seal bags in which different items should be put in. Mangena said that he doesn't know about the design of exhibit bags. And Mnisi then went on to say it is imperative that those bags should have a seal. Is that not so? A locking mechanism that once you've put out the exhibit inside the bag, you lock it. is that not so? And Mangena said, that's correct, you seal the bag.
Yeah.
So what is an imperative of a sealed bag that should be sealed after an exhibit has been put in the bag? Mangena said that all the exhibits that they work on, once you are done working on those exhibits, you put them in the seal bags and they are just sent back to the stations where they come from. So Mnisi then asked him, yes, I understand that it's protocol, even if it's for the first time that the exhibit is collected from the scene. Once it's put in the seal bag, the bag must be sealed. Why is that necessary? What are the imperatives? Why should that be done? And Mangena said that he did not understand the question, and Mnisi rephrased it. He asked again, why should the seal bag be immediately sealed at the scene before it is transferred to you? Mangena said that it was to preserve the integrity of the exhibit. So Mnisi then said, in the event that the bag arrives at your lab and you realize that the seal bag has been tampered with, what is the next step? And Mangena said that if the exhibits are brought with a broken seal, they don't accept those exhibits. Mnisi then said to him that as an analyst, you receive a bullet or a cartridge case within an hour or so. You are able to identify the marks, and then you compare it with the test bullets for the gun that would have been received, which is suspected to have been used in the incident within an hour or so. You find all those marks, then you are done with your comparison. It happens that you cannot do your comparisons within an hour, and then everything is done. Mangena then said that's correct, that he'll do before he can seal it, and then he'll call another analyst to come and verify it for quality control. Then he will seal it after that. So Mnisi then said, then the scene bullet and the test bullet matching each other is a positive result. Mangena said that's correct. Mnisi then went on to ask him that he told this court that although it is a positive match, he got 4 people to come and confirm his results. So he was asking him if that is normal practice. Mangena said that it depends on the exhibits that they have in the quality of marks that they have. And the case that was, making it a high profile case, he said that he makes sure that he gets more people to confirm the findings for quality control also. Now we have to find out how long it took for his colleagues to confirm. Did they start from scratch and run separate tests? Did they start afresh from the experiment, or they just look at what he came with and trusting his experience and the quality of work he's done before? They're like, no, Mangena can never get it wrong. How exactly did they confirm? That is now the question that I have. Uguti, how did they come to the conclusion that what Mangena did is correct? How long did it take them as well? Did it take them 1 day, 1 hour, 5 minutes of looking at his report? Or did it take days of testing as well to compare to what he had found?
You see why it's going to be difficult now for them. I think the judge is thinking that it's going to be easier because they're going to sing from one hymn. But the problem is that it's not now. Now what is going to happen is going to be everyone's going to explain their own way of how they do this. And then from there, differences are bound to arise. Even if you prepare these people as much as you cannot prepare as to what questions they will be asked. You can predict some of the questions that obviously they will be asked, but you cannot predict the rest. So differences are gonna come. So can you imagine Mnisi asking you, but this is what Mangena said. You are saying now 1, 2, 3. Why? Like the issue of FMJ and CMJ. Those questions are going to be even more difficult to answer for these people because they were not involved. Maybe some of them they were just mentioned as to make it look more legit. You know, it's going to be difficult. I know people are worried as to why there is, but it's going to be harder.
So Mnisi then said, so you are telling this court that ballistic evidence also influenced by whether it's a high profile case or not. And Mangena said that it depends on the case. There are other cases that when you look at them, you need to be clear with that you need somebody to confirm your findings. You need to make sure that your quality is in control. In such a case, they make sure of that. So Mnisi continued with his example now. He was saying, now there is a Mr. Mnisi staying in the Bundu places of KwaNdebele, which I felt like that was throwing shade at the judge because he has a history of commenting on when Mnisi resided in KwaNdebele and stuff. So Mnisi did this on purpose, in my opinion. Are the Bundus of KwaNdebele where there are no roads? Did you hear that? Where people walk in the field. I remember that joke that the judge had made initially. I'm like, okay, advocate Mnisi. So he was saying that Mr. Mnisi stay in KwaNdebele where there are no street lights and houses are far from each other. A plus Japi,
yeah,
you know, he gets killed. So a plus Yapi is like a person who lives in the farms, right?
Sorry, American, you just pause a bit.
All right.
Pause a bit. I'm trying to sort you out.
All right.
I'm trying to sort you out. Just pause a bit. They're saying your mic is not miking.
So I'm low.
Yeah, you were low.
Am I fine now, guys? Am I good? Am I no longer sounding like I'm in a hole?
Yeah, you sound like a tired person.
Askis family. I'm sorry. Kubamswarelo. Yes, now Mr. Anonymous, is it fixed?
It sounds better.
It sounds better.
Yeah.
So a plus Yapi. Guys, translation of a plus Yapi. I didn't have time to look for the translation. Help me out. So he said this plus Yapi gets killed, and the place where he gets killed, they find a cartridge or they find some exhibits. Then there is a Mr. X, who is a high flyer staying in Sandton or Houghton or Soweto, and he's very popular. He gets shot, and at the scene they find some magazines, you know. He's saying, are you saying that this court, are you saying to this court that the analysis that is going to be done, or the analysis that is going to be done in respect of the exhibits that were found at the scene where Mr. Mnisi from KwaNdebele, you know, that analysis where they found Mr. Mnisi's scene will not take the same form as the analysis of the gun in respect of the gentleman that comes from Gauteng? Well, Mangena said that the examinations will be the same.
Yeah.
It will depend on the exhibit. So if in Mr. Mnisi's case, the exhibits don't have clear marks, then ID, like clear marks and ID, he will have to ask somebody. And the possibility of asking another person is there.
Okay.
But for the exhibits of somebody who's in Sandton, their exhibits are more clearer.
Yeah.
Then there would be no need to get more people to come and confirm that.
Okay.
He said he can only get one person to confirm that.
All right.
So in this case, he had to get 4 people.
You know what Mnisi was trying to drive there is that it was not clear.
4 people.
Yeah, it was not clear. It was not a clear cut. I think that's what he even said. You were in a tight situation where you were not even sure yourself.
4 people.
Yeah.
That's how sure you were, Mr. Mangena, that you had to call 4 people to come and confirm. I see 1, but 4 people. To not make sure. So now in this case, Mr. Mnisi said that you called 4 people to come and verify your findings. And you have just told this court that calling 4 people gets necessitated by the fact that there are no clear markings on the bullet. So you need 4 people to come and confirm it. And Mangena said that's correct. Mnisi said that in all respect, he's going to put it to him that that is why the expert of the defense came to the conclusion that on account there were insufficient markings on the bullet in the test bullet, which should have been compared with the markings on the scene bullet.
Now you see? You see? They are making his job easier to explain. It's going to be a straightforward situation. That's what they are doing. They're saying, come, when you come, whatever that you're going to be explaining, they just start giving it to this guy. He must explain how he arrived to some of those things. Already, the judge is also doubting him. Plus, he's a man of color. It's easy to doubt him.
Yes, a farm boy. A plus yapi is a farm boy.
Yeah,
my apologies.
plus yapi.
Yes.
Ngithanda kabi Afrikaans.
We
grew up in KZ and English was the most important thing than Afrikaans.
You guys unfooling a language.
No, it's but have you noticed even Tsotsi say English, you say KZN, it's English.
It's English and Zulu.
It's Tsotsi ya Joburg, it's Afrikaans
it's
most.
Afrikaans. That's because Afrikaans was working here.
So they were here.
It was working overtime during those times. Yeah.
They were here.
Yes, they were populated here. There's Polukruka that starts all the way from Twani. Apparently it ends somewhere in Pumalanga next to Swaziland or something like that. So they were here.
Tina, we were dealing with Bo Shepstein that side. Hey, so you can understand.
When Shepstein were English.
Yeah, English.
Okay.
Most England people, they were that side.
Shepstein was English.
Hey.
Oh, it makes sense.
That's why our territory is English. This side.
Gauteng, it was the Bure. Afrikaans was the Tal of the day. I cannot imagine having lived my adult life in those times. Our parents and grandparents, how they survived. Can you imagine going to court? You study law, you also study Afrikaans at the same time. My head would spin.
Right, so you see what Mnisi was trying to do here.
Yeah, I see it now.
It is to dissect.
I didn't see it, guys, when I was watching. Maybe I'm impatient.
He made this man say when the inconsistencies from the marking at the bullet and the testing of the bullet, it affects the quality of your comparison and quantity. And he said yes, it affects. So that leaves that bitter taste to say, then how did you arrive to your answer?
Now I see where he was headed, and he nailed it, in my opinion.
He nailed it. When you listen to him again, I'm sure some of you get time and do that.
Yeah, please listen to him again. It was a lot for me. Nami, I always.
You see why he's asking those questions.
Yeah, now I see why.
It is just to.
It's now that I analyze, and Mr. Anonymous, thank you for enlightening me. But as I was preparing, I was like, I don't know what Mnisi is doing. I don't see the.
You
light.
Just want him to shout. And
I want him to finish.
Judge.
Actually, I had the edge. I wanted him to finish.
You want him to...
Because I kept hearing one question over and over and over and over again. I can only imagine how Mangena was feeling.
he ends up agreeing with him.
Just to get it over and done with. Lord, I am tired. That's correct. Yeah, now I see what the aim was, so to get him to to which direction. He said that Mangena could not conclusively say that the two items are matching, according to their defense expert, because that's what he came to, and which is why his conclusion would be inconclusive. Then he said that the defense ballistic expert will come and explain it himself, his findings. Mangena said that the individual markings that he found in the bullets and the test are sufficient enough to make it a positive.
That's my worry. Even Mnisi mentioned this. He keeps on saying sufficient. It's like
sufficient enough.
It's like was spoon fed that thing. You must always say that. You must always say
sufficient enough to make it a positive.
They were not sufficient, but they were sufficient enough to make a positive ID.
And he said that even 4 of his colleagues, they also came to the same conclusion, that the bullet is positively linked to the firearm. So Mnisi then said to him that, will you agree with me that the inconsistent transfer of marks by the tool to the test bullet and the scene bullet affect the quality and the quantity of the mark on the exhibits? You won't find those marks because of the inconsistent transfer of the marks. Well, the judge said that he was concerned with the language of how Mnisi was putting it. He said, is it not the uniformity of the marks? Inconsistency and the uniformity of the marks are two different concepts, but if he wants to continue with the inconsistency line, then it's fine. What was happening here with the judge? Because there are certain words that trigger him, and I feel like inconsistency is a word that he would rather prefer Mnisi not to use.
Oh, there's nothing that was happening. The man just, you know, that situation of objection
for the sake of.
It was difficult to listen to the whole expert who was trusted, who the judge was eager to bring. I mean, you can imagine if there was even a request maybe to bring Mangena as fast as he can, and then all of a sudden, this is obviously my own assumption and my own allegations. Then all of a sudden Mangena is tanking.
He had a whole year.
Yeah, he's tanking. All of a sudden you need other friends to come and try assist the sinking ship. You see, there's a bit of disappointment and the inconsistency issue is that Mnisi started by saying science should be consistent, which is true. And now when he brings these inconsistencies and calls them inconsistencies, now it sounds like science did not prevail there. And the judge is not happy with that.
He said that the non-uniformity of the transfer of the mark to the exhibit affect the quality of the marks that are going to be
it still brought inconsistency even there.
Descended
that was
from
very
the
smart.
exhibit. Is that not so? You know? And
guys, just please like the video. I'm sorry,
guys, I have to be honest. This is where I started feeling dizzy. I was not following exactly what was going on, but I continued because I'm standing down. Before Mangena could answer, actually, Mnisi added that, let us say, for instance, that the barrel is worn out. This firearm has been abused and abused and abused. Mangena said that it will affect the quality and quantity of the marks, but it does not mean that there won't be marks. There will be marks. So there were marks which were able to compare, and he said that they were able to make an ID on those marks.
There is marks of slippage, right? That are causing inconsistency. And then there is the mark of individual marking that is not marking properly because of that slippage. So there are many things that are now unique on their own, which makes it even difficult for you to reach a conclusion as to say whether this bullet was coming from that gun or not. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It makes sense why the defense expert said there's insufficient evidence. It makes sense because the slippage does not mark consistently in terms of marking one mark that is going to be uniform. It marks and the next shot is going to be different. That's a problem.
Sure. And when you think about a slippage valley, there's no way it can have a consistent similar pattern. It means every mark will be different. So Mnisi then said, this is just the general position. I see you are very quick to say no, but in this case we find marks and everything. I'm not referring to this case. This is just a general supposition or supposition. Mangena was getting very impatient. I could feel in his voice that the man is tired. And he said, I said there won't be any marks. Ish. When I heard that ish, I was feeling him.
It's tough now. It's happening.
I was like, hi, Mangena. Okay, I was saying, I'm going to cash.
How much that? Apeli.
When you hear an ace, you must know that it's going down. Good. Then Mnisi then said, I said it's going to affect the quality of the mark. I never said there won't be any marks, as you have just conceded. Yes, that it will affect the quantity and the quality of the mark. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I need to drink something.
Veiws Batani. I just like the video. And good morning, Mr. Animals. Tomorrow I'll be at Orlando to watch the Juju Nation.
Juju Nation. Kwenzakalani with the Juju Nation?
Orlando Pirates. It's a big team. Yeah. You see, Pirates. You talk about Pirates.
So Pirates is now the Juju Nation. How did that happen?
It's Paga Juju, mos.
How? I didn't know that.
Because you don't love soccer. Hence, I don't talk about soccer with you, right?
It's not that I don't love soccer. It's that I'm not as passionate as you guys, Mr. Anonymous.
Yeah.
I do watch on a good day. It's just that 90 minutes is a very long time.
It's good. I watch. Right, let's continue.
I'm going to get a lot of lashing for this. And then he said that, but I got concerned when you said that in this case we did find marks, which is why we're able to compare. Mangena said, because at some stage you said that there will be marks. That's why I said there will be marks. So he was saying that Mnisi had told him that there will be marks, and that's why he said that there will be marks. Even though he had said prior before that there would not be any marks, but now I did not hear it, and I've gone over this now again. I did not pick it up. I'm sorry. So Mnisi then said, no, I said that when the barrel is worn out. Then Advocate Baloyi objected and said that it is precisely what the counsel said.
I want Baloyi.
I don't know what is going on. He's agreeing with counsel. It's counsel, not the defense. So he stood up to agree with the defense. Then the judge said, are you arguing now? Yeah. You were referring specifically to his findings, not any other case. Now you're saying that you are referring to any other case. I understood you to say this particular case. Mnisi said that that's not what he said. He said, I said from the beginning that I'm going to use a particular example. That is still the trajectory of the example that I used, which is why I said to you, it is so that the non-transferability and the non-consistent transfer of the markings to the test bullet or the scene bullet that affect the quality and the quantity of the mark. I never said with specific reference to this case. The court misunderstood me. Oh, the judge already know. I didn't misunderstand you. You will see that if you are talking about another case, then I don't know what we are doing here. Why are we now not talking about this case? Why are we talking about it? I don't see why. What are we doing here?
The man is angry.
once you see the, wait, you must know, right? Even if I don't understand what's going on, but I know that what Mnisi is doing is something. Then Mnisi said that, my lord, the judge gave him the hand and said, you know what, wait, no. Once he started taking out that hand, then Mnisi said that he was going to make a general proposition and he was continuing with the trajectory of the general proposition. The judge said that it was fine. Yeah, once you see the hand,
yeah, I've fixed it, guys. I understand. There was an issue with your email not being seen. I fixed it. I can see. Thank you for raising it. They want to see you.
So I was not visible.
There was a cam that was not bringing you.
How? Nah, say guys, I'm sorry. Mr. Anonymous fixed it. You see why we need Mr. Anonymous? For those of you who are like, you will be watching a blank screen and hearing my voice.
Radio time. Mana, whoa.
Also, I don't see what, I don't know what's happening. Anyway, let's go on. So this is said that the fact that the quality and the quantity of those markings, that will also affect the analysis of those markings, asking Mangena, or he put it in another way and said that will have an effect on the analysis of those exhibits. And Mangena said that it won't be as simple as when you get cartridge cases or bullets fired, or cartridge cases or bullets fired in a firearm. Then Mnisi then told him that in his view of this is why he put it to him that this was a borderline case. And not clear cut.
Yes.
Mangena then said that if it's a borderline case, he doesn't think that all his colleagues would have seen that, you know.
What an answer that is not. I don't know why he answered that. Because it makes him now look like a.
What if your colleagues didn't want to offend you? What if your colleagues
the question
are afraid
is,
of you?
did they even?
What if your colleagues, did they even peer review it? For all we know, you could just be saying this in court.
You know, I've got a car, I've got everything, telling a girlfriend or telling a new person you're proposing so that you sound or you feel relevant. It happens. I mean, this is this court we have learned that there's what we call common cause. Baloi, even your...
It's common cause, my lord.
It's common cause, my lord. Are you saying that you have agreed with your colleagues? Look, my lord, if need be, then we might have to call Bentley.
Then Mnisi made a request for an exhibit to be beamed. Test bullet in the exhibit bullet that was picked up at the scene. So he said that they had agreed that the ballistic analysis is a science that is based on the art of precision, accuracy, and consistency. Ballistic analysis is not based on fictional work or sentimental conclusions. Mnisi said that they were going to practicalize what he did in the lab on the microscope. So they were going to try and redo.
So borderline case, as someone is saying, Govinson Sami is saying the borderline. What was Mnisi saying when he said borderline case?
Borderline case means ahuna conclusion. There's no conclusion, basically.
No, it's basically there was a thin line between the positive outcome or the negative outcome. That is what Mnisi was saying. He was saying that it was a situation where you could have went either side. That's why he said borderline case. So
okay, I'm trying to find out borderline quickly.
It was almost 50-50. Yes. Thank you, Kolan. It was like that. It could have been either way. It could have went on inconclusive, or it could have went to positively ID.
Okay.
That's what Mnisi was trying to say.
So it could have been positive or negative in the middle, either on the fence. Yeah, on the fence. That's more of an appropriate description of what he meant when he said it could have been a borderline case. So Mnisi then said, you said that you were able to identify 6 markings. Is that not so? But under cross-examination with Mr. Ramosepele, you said that there were 7.
No, you said 6 under cross-examination, but under his first testimony, he said 7.
Oh, he said 7.
Yes.
And then with Ramosepele,
he said 6. Already, you can tell this thing ayihlangani.
Mangena said that's correct. Mnisi then said, let's start with the very first mark that you were able to identify as a match. Mnisi said that before Mangena could start, he was trying to think of an easier way of trying to put this, because they were going to spot them one by one. You know, he was going to get Mangena to point at the markings on the bullet on the screen. And he said that he wanted specifics. So he requested for an adjournment for him to go get a laser pointer so that they can point, and the court was able to take accurate notes. He said that he wanted to go get that laser, and Mangena said that he did have it, but I don't know what happened to it afterward, because after the adjournment, Mnisi now came in with tools. I saw a water pass there. I was like, what a moment.
At least he didn't stood us up for nothing. He even went to buy with his
What a
man.
moment. He said he had to go and buy it because he is a proponent of precision. Proponent of precision when it comes to science. Yeah. Hi guys, now I laughed. I'm sorry. It was funny. There was a water pass there. He was holding it like...
Let's push the likes, push the adverts, push the likes, push the adverts, push everything that is coming through. Anything that you can do to help this channel, guys. Let us do that. I see that we are 400, almost 500 people viewing. It's Friday. People, babies. 234 likes. Guys, we can do better than that.
Come on, guys, like the video. How, guys? I'm busy here talking until my mouth, my throat can't. How, guys? Press the like button. So he was holding a water pass there, and he said that those tools are very precise. Apparently in English it's called a spirit level. Okay. Now I know it is a water pass. My father was a builder at some point in his life. So those tools were there at home. I know it is a water pass. But then in English it's called a spirit level. So Mnisi then said, however, when I came here, my colleagues met and tried to come up with a more feasible solution. So it looks like the lawyers talked while he went there to the store to get the tools. They were coming to an agreement as to what can happen from there. And Mnisi said that he was going to request for Colonel Mangena to go to his lab and mark a properly marked chart. And he can do it within 2 hours. However, they would like to adjourn until Monday. Mnisi said that Mangena will go and do that exercise, while Advocate Baloyi for the state said that they agreed, and the judge asked Mangena, where is Colonel Fesach? Then Mangena said that he's retired. The judge asked, who else was he working with? And Mangena said that it was Captain Ntini at the lab. There's also a female captain, Filion, and Lieutenant Sireo, who is going to come and testify. They have his affidavit. So the judge said that he intends to call all of these 4 colleagues of Mangena who verified his findings. And the judge said that he has listened to Mangena's evidence, and he said that normally his discretion should be used at the end of the examination by them. But
welcome, Golani, as a member. Welcome.
Hi, Kolani. Welcome. Welcome to
Kolani
the membership of Mzansi Reality. But because of the nature of the evidence which has been led by the ballistics, Judge Ratha Mkhwatleng said, I intend calling the 4 persons you say assisted you after the cross-examination of all these witnesses. He recommended that they come testify before Gidinda comes and testifies. And Baloyi said that they will be calling Sireo after Colonel Mangena and that they are looking to call the other witnesses. So the judge said that the court was going to call them in any case. Baloyi said that they just want their affidavits to be obtained first. Consult with them and possibly call them. Hey, banna.
Or are they worried that the defense might eventually bring these people on board and then they're gonna now?
I hope they don't pull that stunt they pulled in the trial within the trial.
No, they're not, because they are going to pause Ginindi's testimony.
Okay.
I hope.
So all the defense agreed that they would be called, and Mnisi said that if he was the state, he would be very cautious of that. Well, there was an adjournment until Monday. We will see what happens on Monday.
Here we go. We adjourn. So, guys, let's hear what you guys think so far. We are halfway, and the video we promised you about, we are still gonna do it. Of revisiting the old part of,
that we have to do
of Mangena's
hopefully it will be uploaded. And now I'm making the promise. When I'm making the promise, I'm making the promise. I will not sleep. I need for that video to be done that we promised you guys with regards to what could possibly have been the case.
Yeah, right.
But
so
now we are here.
Let us hear what you guys have to say. It's Friday, I know. It's chilled, and I'm hoping you have all the bottles.
You said there was a comment that you were going to read.
Oh, there was a comment, yes.
I want to hear it.
You want to hear it?
You said that you were going to read it later, so now would be a great time to do it. So, guys, the lines are open. You can call, give your opinion.
This is someone who sent during the day. Hi, Mzansi Reality Family. Why did the defense allow the states to bring 4 gun experts to give the evidence of Mangena's finding? Now the Judge Ratha will favor the state's evidence. They forgot that Ratha is colluding, allegedly, with the state, and why Ratha suggested that Advocate Baloyi, they must bring those 4 gun experts. Ratha was supposed to suggest that the state must bring 4 the state must bring 4 gun experts that worked with Mangena. The people who must do the suggestion about bringing in 4 gun experts is the defense and the state, not the judge. Now defense has fallen on the trap of the judge, and we can't trust the state. I see this person is skeptical, but unfortunately the judge in these courts of South Africa, they rule. Has fallen in the trap of the judge, and we can't trust the state. The evidence, we know now that the state is cooking the evidence. So my worry is how the defense will come out on this trap, because the defense has 1 gun expert, and now so it's an issue of numbers. And now the state, okay, I'll finish this up. Okay. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello. Hello. Mzansi? Hey, I'm sorry. It's Friday. Can you wait a bit?
Hello.
Yeah, can you try to stop now? Yes, it's all good now. All right.
They hung up. Please call back.
Please call back.
It was not our fault.
It was our fault.
Time. It was not you.
The trust that the state evidence. We know that. Okay. Where was I? The defense has now as 1 gun expert. In order to support the theory of Mangena's findings and debunk the theory of the defense gun expert, obviously the judge will take the theory of Mangena that the gun is the one that killed Senzo Meyiwa. I hope the defense will sit down today and analyze when they come on Monday. I hope they will suggest to bring their own. They need money from the states. Mzansi, hello. They can't bring any expected. Mzansi, hello.
Hello, Mzansi Reality.
Yeah.
I'm good. Sorry about the glitch, man.
No,
it's
problem. It was on our side.
Actually, Sis Emily, I laughed too a lot when I saw Advocate Mnisi coming with those Vaterpas spirit level thing.
Yeah.
But I thought what he was going to do was going to knock them out, because he was going to show that, okay, here is this tool that we use for building. And then he was going to look for a level that is straight and a level that is not straight. And then want the court to look at it and think, how can you decide? I mean, the precision. Can someone come and say, hey, this is a little bit better, or this is okay? And the other one say, no, this is not right. We need this level. So, yeah, so he was going to knock them down. He was going to knock them down. He was going to, because I've checked this case, many cases. I think everybody does, or most people do who are interested in cases.
Yes.
You watch when they talk about ballistics, when the argument is being put forward, and when the photos are put forward, you can see the markings, because it is about the way the gun is I just want the right way. When it's a finished product, if you've worked in some are not completely as finished, but they pass the mark that no, this is okay to go. Yeah. So each and every gun will have its own signature on a bullet. So I don't understand, because when I watch cases, I've never seen a case whereby they say, it marks in this bullet, it shows here, it doesn't show that. They only show with one bullet, that is the bullet, the evidence bullet, and the bullet that they've shot.
Yes.
And when you look at the picture, they all match. You can see that the dent, what they call the dent, is the same.
Marks, yes.
So I think Mr. Mangena is a good ballistic expert. But for certain reasons, into Zasekaya is complicated. It could be he had a certain problem, so he had to pay back, or that's allegedly. Or it could be he was in a fix. Someone said to him, allegedly, hey, you have to help me here. So and so above me needs this to go down. You understand? Because the way he's handling this case is different. Complete. I watched Pistorius' case again. I just went where he was witnessed. I just couldn't believe that these are the two people. This is the same guy. You understand? I watched it because I remember watching it, but I didn't, unfortunately, I didn't notice who the person was. But when I heard Emily saying, hey, Mangena was, I said, no, man, I can't believe this. I had to go and watch it myself. It's kind of crazy. The way he is acting here. Outing Tetelabanye, a Friday. Thanks a lot for your great job, man. You're doing a good job for us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm happy that you guys are going back to that testimony.
Oh, there he was on fire, man. There's no question. He was on fire, and yes, indeed, I still think he's a good advocate.
Ballistic.
I mean, a ballistic expert.
So, what is happening here, man? No, man. No.
It's
no.
It's worrying.
I don't know what the end looks like with this case, but it is starting to scare me.
It's worrying. All that is said here is alleged. So yeah, that's basically the person was worried about that. So it was an issue of, now there's a numbers issue. You are bringing 4. So do we also need 4 to debunk? No. As long as you do your job according to what you were taught, I don't think you need 4 to debunk. They will all have to fail if they have to, in all honesty. They will all all have to fail. But the state is saying the results are inconclusive. Can you imagine if they didn't even find that ballistic expert?
Joe, they were going to take that and then write it in the judgment. Even the ballistic expert came and said
it's 100% match. Now today is telling us it was not exactly 100% match. It was, it was difficult to even find it. I just like the video. Let's like the video and let's keep calling. Edward, let's see. Mangena just admitted that it's even on his affidavit that he received the evidence back that was opened. Mnisi did not follow up on that and left it there. No, I don't think he left it there. You see what Mnisi does? He highlights you where he's going to go, and then he continue asking another question or following up on what he was doing.
Okay.
But it is not. In fact, he did not. He's saying, because of what now we are saying, the inconsistencies and the slippages, that's why the bag that was, you remember yesterday, I mean the day before yesterday, he said that. He did mention
that's why the seal bag was open.
Yes.
And he also
in a sense, he's saying that gun is not worth to be trusted in anymore, because the evidence was not preserved in a proper way that it's supposed to preserve. No protocol was followed. It was left in an open exhibit bag. Anyone could have accessed it, and it was not even on the where it's supposed to be. It was in people's safe. So he's not leaving it like that. He's not leaving it like that. And I can tell you, he's still going to probe that until the judge stands up and say, what do you want him to say?
And he also throwed in words like this battle that has been used and abused. And abused. that is he's doing that, I feel, in my opinion, to highlight the open seal bag situation.
Zanzi, hello.
Hello. Le kae? Hi, re teng. Re thabelo lutla.
Yes.
Nane ke tswila holo re ballistic aspect ene ya defense. Hobane patalwa ke state ke legal aid. But now I'm fully confident that you are runa ballistic aspect ya runa. The way lawyer number 2 kana ke mam Khutswano short one Ramosepele and then ballistic aspect ya state ya the lawyer ile pela hae mo ka bana taba ka that's good wona ke ballistic aspect ya runa and re tsamaile ka bona batho re qetile ka bona
qetile.
And then not about that 4 again. Balo put a west, but senior case Fedili.
Fedili, I see.
Tanzwa. So to give on an anochi. That Mulambo. That the Ratha, Mr. All Black, Bogini, the woman of fail. But Samalumo, the party, political party, alien we on. Oh, comrade. Laweta tote comrade. Laweta. And then Lochina, Kobajil child that you could tell Mahala, what I thought about 12. Bajil Mahal, it has Mototo fell like a child, Ota Breba, how fair it fell, how fair, Osala could get wrong of fair.
Okay.
Dangi aholo se dangi aki join the money gang you money gang china like you cannot say that the like fella subscribe like hangata fella ka phone to 4.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you very well. Dangi.
So yes, quick translation. He
all
said,
is alleged.
Everything is alleged. He said that he's happy with
Mzansi,
how the
hello?
progress is going with the case.
Mzansi, hello? Can you hear?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
you know the problem is what?
Eh.
You know the reason why they remove Defoda?
Yeah.
Because Defo was going to tell all those police the real truth. So they realized that their problem is this one. As what Mangena they are doing and talking about ballistic. As today I was watching the case and then it ended earlier, obviously, and Ratha said, you know what, I need all the ballistics that they confirm whatsoever. And I saw that they're still going to cook it. They will come back. Actually, they will, coming back, they will already cook the other statement. That's why we'll see on Monday bringing other statements. This is what they did. This is what they are saying.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the main point why I called is the reason why they removed Defo, because Defo was the police. He knows each and everyone. They know their stories. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
He was a policeman.
Thank you very much.
We forget that sometimes. I forget that he was a police officer.
Yeah, so he knows the ins and outs. This guy has pushed, like the video, please interpret that part. I don't...
Oh, yes. He was saying that, my goodness. Where do I start? That Ntanzi is going to be free from what he's seeing. He was happy with Ramosepele's cross-examination, how it was conducted with the ballistic expert assisting.
Zanzi, hello.
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Anonymous, how are you?
We're all right. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Yes.
I must say, Mr. Anonymous, I'm really impressed by the defense of Mr. Mkomezulu.
Yes.
Because he's using case 375.
Yes.
To rubbish case 636.
Yes.
Which was supposed to be done actually in the beginning. During those days, Yabo Zandi Kumalo, when they came and lied and Bomtokozis and stuff like that. I get, but then again, it questions, it brings another question that who is actually paying him? But then I'm not even gonna go there. Coming back to
who's paying whom, Mkomezulu?
Who's paying Mkomezulu?
Oh,
but then yeah, but then I'm not gonna go there. The issue of the bullet and the gun.
Yeah,
and I think that's where Bogininda and them. I think he became overconfident when he was cooking this thing. He wanted to bring in evidence that the defense cannot argue. And usually it's a finger. Is it going to be a fingerprint, or it's going to be DNA? It's going to be ballistic, because the lawyers are not scientists.
Yeah.
But then unfortunately for him, legal aid paid for
the expert.
For an expert.
Yes.
And I know that we don't like Judge Ratha like that, but then we must thank him for pushing legal aid to pay for a ballistic. I don't think if it was Mahumela, he would have pushed legal aid to pay for a ballistic. Number one. Number two, I think we must thank Ratha again for bringing back Steyn. Remember when they wanted to bring Steyn back and the defense said no, but we must thank him for bringing back Steyn.
Yes.
Because we now know that there was never a call between Kelly Khumalo and accused number 5. The call doesn't exist. Whether it was WhatsApp, whether it was BBM. BBM, I believe it's worse. Because remember with BBM, you needed a BBM pin, not a BBM phone number. So it was my BBM pin calling BBM pin, not my phone number calling your phone number. I don't know if you still remember the issue of BBN. So there's no way that thing can be explained. And a data call needs an app.
Yeah.
What app was used in 2014 to make that call?
Yeah,
what app was used? Even if it's WhatsApp, it's an app what app was used that time. So we must thank him for bringing Stein back, because now Stein rubbished that thing. So even now, when he says that the 4 police officers that signed off on that report must come, we must thank Ratha again, because I saw Lieutenant Colonel Serrao during the day he was giving evidence in the case in Venda. And I can tell you now that Serrao is going to crack under cross-examination. He's not going to last. Most importantly, why? Because Mangena, in his report, he says he couldn't see the marks on photo number 8, on test bullet number 8, but then Serrao says he could see it, and that question was highlighted by Ramosepele. I think it was today, it was yesterday. So once he goes under cross-examination with that simple question, he's going to crack. You can even go, there's a YouTube video where he was giving evidence today, and look at how he gives evidence.
Well, what case is that?
What case is it?
Is the one that the shootout in Venda that involved VBS, people people used to work for VBS that were shot in Venda.
Oh, okay.
It was shown on SABC today, and him giving evidence. It was shown today.
Okay.
On the SABC. There's no consensus. Remember that in science there has to be a consensus.
Yes.
We cannot say there's a 50% chance that Mr. Anonymous is my father. The DNA says that it must be a 99%. Which means there must not be a window. So if there's a window between the police officers themselves, and that is where it's going to go, if there's a window of an opportunity between the 4 police officers themselves, then the case is out.
Yeah.
Then the case is out. So Ratha thinks that he's sabotaging, but I think he's the one who's giving legal advice to Baloyi, and he's the one who's digging the hole for Baloyi. Because even if you look at what was the point of admitting the remember trial within a trial?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the point of admitting those statements? Those statements talk about Makimba. They talk about Marco. Accused number 1 statement says that there were 2 females and 1 male in the house when he walked in.
Yeah.
Then that police officer, the female police officer, had to come back again and say what? And say, we realized that he was misleading us, meaning that he's also misleading the court.
Yeah.
With that statement. So what is the purpose of that statement?
I don't know.
What was the purpose of trial within a trial? So he's the one who's going to kill he's the one who's going to kill this case.
No.
And we thank you.
Thank you. I cannot wait to check for this guy.
For this guy, Serrao.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I need to go watch it now.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you so much for calling. Thank you. Yay, Mr. Anonymous. What is Serrao is Johnny? Ngizoyifunda yes honey. And ngizoyithola, I'm gonna find it.
Janzo, you know?
My voice.
Your voice.
My voice in the background.
Right. Let's get to the other callers. Let's get what other people have to say. I'll check that. I'll definitely check that. I'll check that. Yeah, so guys, let's get other callers. Anything to say, please like the video on that process. While you're on that process, please like the video. We're here for you until we feel like we are done. But guys, Ratha, who's this guy? Mr. Afro, head conscious. I can tell you that he didn't like Tifo, in my opinion, but he had conscious. And I think that's the reason why he's not part of this case. That's my thinking.
You think it reported to his conscience?
Yeah, I think that's why he's not part of this case.
I have to stop this.
Right, Sibanda Skatele. I am late, Bantu. You are late, no, but you can still get the video. Please like the video on your lateness, Mamela.
As you come in, press the like button.
Busani Sibanda. you wish case le. Yeah, vele ni wish. Cool. T. Brown Skin, agree with the caller. The fact that there is no consensus creates reasonable doubt. The standard for the state is to prove their case beyond reasonable doubt. And in a normal court, the issue of a gun ends on the fact that 1. Mangena had no authority to go collect it. 2. It was on an open back. 3. It does not match with the previous test. It's not the alleged gun. Mzansi, hello.
Hello, Mzansi.
Hi.
Hello, Emily. Hello, Mr. Arno.
Hi.
Hello. Yes, we are listening.
Hello?
How are you?
Yes, we are listening.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
How are you?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
We are good.
All is well. All is well.
I have a problem here.
Yes.
I have a problem when Ratha says, I listen. You know that statement? It really gives me goosebumps when he says so. Mangena says, I didn't know who's the owner of the guns that I tested, right? In the same line, he says, Geninda called and then he told me that accused number 3 was arrested with the gun. And the gun is there in one of the police stations. Which one is who? Does he know who's the owner of the gun, or he doesn't know who the owner of the gun? And rather, I think he's having a serious problem of a selected amnesia, because in some instance he listens, in some instance he does not understand. He needs to be assisted in understanding the evidence. I think he chooses which position he wants to take. During Stein's evidence, Ratha said Pinky, or he turned and then said Pinky will not be called. Because in that case, Pinky was going to now confirm to what the defense was saying, to say WhatsApp call was not active in that space of 2014, and BPM, as the last caller had said, that BPM was only working with the PIN. It was not a cell phone number calling. So rather, because he's smart, he can read between the lines. He noticed that if he brings, Pinky in this space now, Pinky was going to cloud the evidence of Stein, right? In this case, he voluntarily decides to even preempt what the state was going to do. And then he says, I was intending to call the 4 other people to come in and verify. In that, these people, 4 people, will come and solidify what this man, Mangena, is saying. So it is going to be 5 against 1 now. And then I think we know who's going to win. One cannot win against 5. These are called experts, all of them. And then it cannot be taken that one expert will now overrule 5 experts. So it's a win for the state if you observe how Ratha has been going with this case. So he's doing everything in his power to really put a stamp in what the state is doing. I hear some people are having confidence in Ratha. I don't. I really don't have confidence in Ratha. He will disappoint us. These guys will be convicted. But we also have the second leg, which is now the appeal. This case is going straight there to the appeal. Because how Ratha is really behaving, it is really much to desire. Then the issue of him saying the media is now complaining about the article that was written the other time. That one really hurt him. He was hurt by that thing. He was hurt by that thing. No, thank you very much, Nancy, and thank you for the good work that you are doing, guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Let me allow other people to weigh in.
Thank you so much for calling. Thank you.
Right. As we continue, Chuguana, thank you. We see you. Dube, thank you. Cannot be trusted, Mr. Fagazi the Tavern. Sizwe, 18, thank you. To me, thank you. Today I even went back and watched the funeral service of Senzo. This is a nightmare for us, defense and seeking justice for Senzo. Yes, we do. We do. Sia, thank you very much. Like, how can you know that this is the license, but you do not know who it belongs to? But you are saying it's a license. How do you know it's a license? Mangena knew that license, it was Chico's license. Yes, that's what people feel. Tembelani Kanye, our member, thank you. Night Tembelani. Who am I missing here? Let me see. Mabo. Whatever Ratha suggests, like calling other experts, please know it was discussed behind the scenes with the state, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Thank you very much for that. Allegedly. Okay, Sfiso Sindani, I'm going to bed. Yes, go to bed, Sfiso. It's Friday. Chuku. Transformers channel. Selective understanding of statements. Yes, Diddy talks. He hears what he wants. Noni, hello family. Hello Noni. Sakiwo Bahlekazi. Hey Mr. Anonymous, lichala lamawele eli. Insumansumane. Yes, insumansumane. Nzuka ikey.
Insumansumane.
Siyasikhuli. Ithini le case yase Bulukwane Dipumpu.
What's VBS shooting?
Okay.
I'm looking for it now.
Sister Kitchen baloyi uhluleka semelwe nguratha wakhe. Yes. Eliza Lungiswa Mbenzwana, yeah. Thank you very much. Here, Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you?
Hello.
I'm good, man.
Yes.
Hey, you know, this case is something else, Mr. Anonymous.
Yes.
Hey, and hello, Miss Emily.
Hi, I'm listening.
I just have one concern about this case. Actually, with this Mangena evidence, if you check the bullet,
yes,
it was found on the glass jars up there. And checking with the where Senzo was shot at the downward angle.
Yes.
Next to the door.
Yes.
So what they are saying is with the velocity of the bullet, it hit Senzo at that angle, came out the back, hit the door. And from the door, they are saying it just flew over to the glass jars. How? If you can assist me, Mr. Anonymous.
I think there's a caller yesterday who tried to explain it in my understanding, it was a proper way. You please listen to that caller. Maybe you guys are in agreement.
From yesterday, his theory was it could have protruded outside, and then maybe it landed on the ground, perhaps. Either it's still underground at the spaza stand, or it was taken. Either or. That was the theory. It's not mine. It's the theory of the caller that called in yesterday. I still remember it, and it was like, I've never thought of it like that.
So there was that tempering, actually.
That's where he was going.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. Because if it's gonna go at that angle, if once it hits the door, if it doesn't pierce the door, it's supposed to come at that downward angle, hit the tiles, and then somehow find its way up there. but hey, akuhambi kahle Mr.
Ayakhambanga kahle.
Hayi.
Yeah.
Okay, hayi. Bengifuna nje ukuveza lokho, hayi. Ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
Siyabonga. And then there's another one that hit the floor. If it hit the floor, how did it end up at the kitchen counter?
That's a good question. Please like the video, guys. Lula Maserai, we see you. It's a morning. Edward Jamba, see you. And trying to cover as much as I can. Duma, I've covered. Mabo, I've covered. I think Lungis Jonas. Hey, speaking of Jonas, where is our Jonas? Hey, that guy. The interpreter. Why do they always bring this interpreter and things are about to go?
When is crucial evidence being presented, he pops up. I missed that one who resigned, Matonga. Oh, I missed that one. He could speak Spanish, he could speak Zulu, he was so multilingual, and his interpretation was summaries, perfect summaries.
But Jonas is the way to go, guys.
Jonas
is the way to go.
No, even that one, he was good, Shem. When he said...
No, I'm not saying it's not good, but I'm saying now, the best we had, in fact, in terms of summarizing, was Jonas. Okay, that one could speak other languages, but...
No, but he was also good at interpreting. I appreciated him. I don't want to lie. He made my job easy as well.
It takes long. Something that was going to take 1 hour, it takes 2 hours. But it's fine.
Job.
So begazela.
So begazela sutijani.
Mana whoa. Job. Guys, please let's like the video. I'm out here. Busisi Wesiband. We see you. Busiso Mlungisi Shabane. We see you. Who is the JP? That's a question. The JP. Who is it?
Judge President Ledwaba.
JP Ledwaba. Ratha will never call Zung. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever. Will never do that.
Did he call Zungu?
I will never do that. You never do that. Joe Munare. Thank you. Siviwe Mbatane. Thank you. Samuel. Thank you. D1717. Thank you, our member. And then we had, that's basically the mailing.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And until another one, hey, hopefully this weekend we put in what we promised. We deliver on our promise. Yes, until sometime in the weekend. We'll see each other again next time, guys. Appreciate you all so much. And it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap from me. Thank you very much.